From a pitcher hitting a bird in midair to this player breaking a bat with his head, these are the 21 weirdest moments in MLB history. Like the time that Randy Johnson ended a life with his fastball. It was a 2001 training game against the Giants. Randy charged up for the fastball, and just as he threw the ball, this happened. Yo! Randy did the bird so dirty that PETA almost sued him, but Randy's shocking response changed their mind. You see, Randy is actually a huge animal rights activist. He felt so bad about killing the bird that he changed the logo of his photography business to an upside down bird. Now, at least Randy wasn't caught sucking a glizzy during a game, because this dude decided to drink his beer in the sussiest way possible. First, he poked a hole through the hot dog, and then he put his glizzy in a cup of beer and started sucking like your mom last night. That's just weird. But imagine forgetting you're playing Major League Baseball and stripping on first base. Well, in 1990, after beating on a bunt single, Steve Lyons did this.
I'll tell you one thing, not a bad defensive play either by the Tigers.
Steve started stripping in the middle of a game. The moment Steve realized what he was doing, he pulled up his pants at lightning speed. Now, it's one thing to take off your pants, it's a completely other thing to lose the World Series because of one massive mistake. You see, the Red Sox were playing the Mets in the World Series, and with Game 6 tied, Bill Buckner would make the biggest mistake of his career.
Little roller up along first, behind the bag, it gets through Buckner, here comes Knight and the Mets win it!
How the hell did he manage to miss a weak little grounder? His mistake helped the Mets win the World Series. Now at number 17, we have the time Jose Canseco helped the other team get a home run. With his head, Jose was running in the outfield to catch a fly ball, and just as he jumped to reach the ball, he completely missed and gave us this hilarious moment.
Back of the track, look it up, he's off his head, it looked like.
Jose might as well have been on the opposite team because he helped them get a home run. But even Jose's moment wasn't as weird as the time a player broke a bat over his own head. See, Bo Jackson was trying to prove to the world he was equally good at both football and baseball. So when this pitcher threw the ball, Bo swung at it with everything he had, but he only managed to ground the ball towards the pitcher. Completely frustrated, Bo put the ball in his head and crack! He smashed it in half with his head. I think you could say that this next player is the complete opposite of Bo Jackson. Look at this next clip of JJ Putz. If you watch it without sound, it just looks like he's a crappy pitcher. But this is one of the weirdest moments in MLB history because of what caused that crappy throw. See, just as he was winding up, this sound guy accidentally let out the loudest sound known to man, and JJ was so shocked that he completely messed up his throw. But I wonder if that sound was just the beginning of America's national anthem, because during another game, Uncle Sam showed America who his favorite baseball player was. See, the national anthem was playing for a Mariners-Twins game when all of a sudden, a bald eagle flew in and tried to land on James Paxton. Out of all the players in the entire ballpark, the bald eagle chose to land on the only Canadian player. The eagle knew Paxton was a Canadian, so he turned him into an American with the touch. Now at number 13, we've got a super weird moment. See, Sammy Sosa was up to bat, and everything seemed normal, but when he made contact with the ball, the bat shattered. I'm gonna be honest with you, this isn't the weirdest part, because bats break open all the time. The weird thing is what the umpires found inside the broken bat. It turns out that his bat was corked. Imagine cheating and then getting caught because your bat broke. Talk about 1,000,001 chances. You know what else is 1,000,001? Catching a virus when you're outside. And that's why I was so confused when Anthony Rizzo did this. How exactly is hand sanitizer gonna help in this situation? But let's talk about the time Manny Ramirez decided to completely diss the opposing team.
That one by Millar, hit in the air, left center field. Manny Ramirez back, and he makes the catch! What a catch by Ramirez! They're going to try and double up at first, and they do! Aubrey Huff.
Not only did he hit that high five, but he also turned it into a double play. Now we're getting into the top 10, so we've got to take these weird moments to a whole nother level. See, it was July 26th, 2017, and Adrian Beltre was on deck when the umpire told him to back up to where the deck mat was. But Adrian must have been having a bad day because he decided to do this instead.
Okay. I'll just move it over here.
Wow. While he ended up getting ejected, this fan's reaction kind of makes it all worth it. The dude couldn't believe what he was seeing. Now imagine you decided to attack a coach, but then an entire MLB team cleared the bench just to beat the crap out of you. Well, that's exactly what happened to these two drunks. They rushed the first base coach, and despite falling over each other, these dudes managed to land a couple good hits. Now, pretty much the entire Royals bench emptied out to come to the defense of the first base coach. But that's not even the craziest part, because one of those violent fans actually had a pocket knife on the scene. And while the first first base coach wasn't stabbed, he permanently lost hearing in his right ear. But what the heck is this guy doing? See, during a Mariners versus Royals game in 1981, after the batter struck the ball next to the foul line, Lenny Randle had the bright idea of trying to blow the ball foul. And while the ball eventually did cross the line, the umpires had a deep discussion and let the runner be safe at first. But look at this weird moment that only has a 1% chance of happening. Looks like it was a hot day because Luis Gonzalez seems like he enjoyed it. And while the sprinklers were completely unexpected, so was the way that Paul O'Neill passed this ball to his teammate. You see, Paul tried to pick up the ball here, but just kept on fumbling with it. Completely frustrated, he kicks the ball, but ends up sending it perfectly to the first baseman and completely saving the game.
Base hit right field, but they're going to have to hold Jeltz at third. And now the ball gets away from O'Neill. He kicks it to Benzinger.
No, I do not believe this. This is the all-timer, Tommy.
Now, that's a weird moment, but I think it was a bit less shocking than what happened to this guy. Martin Maldonado was batting, and he hit the ball so hard that the skin of the baseball ripped off. You can see just how confused this player is when he picks up the ball. He confusingly looks at the ball before sending a bullet over to first base. Unfortunately, the broken ball caused the throw to suck, and Martin was safe. Now, at least the ball didn't get stuck in his glove, because that's exactly what happened to Yoan Moncada. He dived to his right to out Nile Walker, but when he turned to get a second out, this happened.
This rebuild as Moncada makes the play, and there's out number 2.
Couldn't get the ball out of the glove. Might have been a double play, but the ball is still jammed in the glove.
Now that's just weird, but we're in the top 3 now, so things are about to get really weird. It was the night of September 17th, 2015, and John Jasso was up to bat when he did a 200 IQ moment. See, he hit the ball so high that it got stuck in the ceiling of the stadium. The opposite team was forced to watch as John jogged from base to base because the ball wouldn't fall down. And while John got extremely lucky, you could say Cal Ripken got even more lucky after being attacked by the Kissing Bandit. See, when this lady drops down from the stands, you'd better watch out. This is Morgana the Kissing Bandit, and she's been named baseball's unofficial mascot. Over the course of her career, she's kissed over 37 players, and in this weird clip, she kissed Cal Ripken during an Orioles game.
Oh, and the Bandit, it looks like Morgana has made her way onto the field.
And while this moment would go down as one of the weirdest in MLB history, there's one final moment that's gotta be. It was the 1970 All-Stars game, and during the final moments of the game, Pete Rose knew he had to get a home base right then and there to win the game. But with baseman Ray Foss in the way, Pete decided to show his skills to any NFL scout watching, hitting Ray with one of the nastiest tackles I've ever seen.
Ray Foss was all that stood between Rose and a National League win.
You could say that Ray felt he got hit by a train. Now, the way Pete hit that baseman is just disrespectful. But that's not the only time an MLB player's been outright disrespectful. Click this video to see the 15 most disrespectful moments in baseball history.